The changes to newsfeed container include the final pieces to post a media object and the ability to view a media post. While I was here, I also fixed the code for displaying a styled post, which is something I never implemented in the code itself. We'll start at the bottom with create post bar, which is where we reference the new APIs to post an image/video file. This was changed from using the constructor to the new factory method. The gallery picker launches in an all mode, which will show both images and videos. We invoke the right type of post based on the user selection. That's a simple change, and now we can actually do a media post. It would actually work, but won't show the image in the UI, as the code within this class still can't render that. This is a simple fix. First, we need a new method that will create a component to match the given media ID. We'll use the image as a placeholder image for URL image. We initialize it lazily to a size that makes sense for this device. Since the image is scaled in the download process, there is no need for the calc preferred size trick here. We can just use a regular button or label. A media stream can be played directly from our server URL, which is pretty darn cool. We need to override preferred size here because the media can be any size. This is a bit oversimplified. Proper server media handling will transcode the video to multiple form factors and deliver the right video type for every device. This saves bandwidth but also makes sure the media is playable, avoiding multiple device-related issues. Now that this is in place, we can tie it in to the post-rendering logic in create news item. If we have an attachment, we add a media component to the bottom of the post. Otherwise, we use the same post code as before. With the media post, media post will work and show up in your feed. There is, however, one additional enhancement I added to the create news item method to support the styled posts which up until now were ignored. I save the result of the if statement here to make the following code shorter and simpler. Rich text view now accepts a UI ID for the content. I'll go into that code soon. The body is given the background style UI ID. The same is true for span label version of the code. This leads us directly to the changes in rich text view. Because of its nature, rich text view is a bit of a hack, without much support for styling. I wanted to give it some generic styling support for the rich posts, so this isn't a huge change, but it helps. First, I had to make font size non-final, as this will change due to styling. The next step is simply a change to the constructors and init method. Init now accepts an optional UI ID, which defaults to null. We set this UI ID in the new constructor, but leave it as null in the other cases. The UI ID isn't set. If the UI ID isn't set, everything acts like it did before. Otherwise, we get the default font from the style, then resize the bold/italic font to match its size. That's it. We can now style the default font of the rich text view.